What's the one meaningful thing you wish more people knew about you? If you talk to me first, you bet I'll be talking to you. It's like I have a glass wall that I can't break through, but anybody can break with a few words. When I say let me know when you want to hang out, I genuinely mean it. I'll drop most things to hang out in person. We can just study together or play games for a few hours or go to McDonald's. Seriously, let me know. I'll make time for you. Being your friend is never an inconvenience. I'm very outgoing when I'm in small groups, but in bigger groups I'm happy to just sit back and let things happen around me. Same when I'm traveling. Sometimes I just want to sit back and appreciate the moment. Throws off people who I've only hung out with one-on-one or who have known me for a short time. They assume I'm just pissed off at something. If I'm being quiet, it's because I'm comfortable in silence. I'm not trying to be awkward. I supervise about 8 people at work and I have a reputation for being cold and distant and a bit of a hard ass. I know most people who report to me or just happen to be in the office with me don't like me. I do this on purpose because our department is under extreme pressure to constantly produce sales, so even a small drop in performance immediately grabs the attention of the CEO and everybody in the C-suite. Being detached and distant allows me to shield my department and coworkers from a lot of shit that rolls downhill. I've tried being nicer and building more relationships in the past, but it always came back to bite me because I would have to make tough decisions with people I really liked. In the 6 years I've held this role, only one person has ever understood why I am the way I am and thanked me for it. My trust issues don't stem from you. I don't mean to be awkward around people. I must observe you and see what type of person you are before I open up to you. Once I do, I will do anything for you. Mental abuse does a number on you. That I had to fight so hard to get where I am. My parents actively kept us out of school. I'm the only one out of 5 siblings to graduate high school. I had to get a scholarship to go to college and I was totally on my own. My mum wouldn't even come see my dorm. I was the first person in my whole family to graduate from college. My success wasn't luck or something I inherited. I really love just hanging out with people. Need to go shopping? Take me with you. Need a chill day? Let's go to Dollar General and get some chocolate and Oreos and maybe a new movie and chill. Just because there's nothing fun to do doesn't mean it's not worth hanging out with someone. We could just stare at a wall and I'd say that was a fun time. It doesn't matter. Just call me up. I would say most of the time, 95%ish, I mean exactly what I say. There's not really any subtext going on. So don't read meaning into my speech beyond the words spoken. If I by chance don't mean what I say, it's almost always related to trying to spare someone's feelings. Either way, don't read between the lines with me, won't come to anything good. Why I am so weird and eccentric. People assume I'm autistic or some issue of the sort. I'm actually messed up because I'm the victim of years of emotional and mental abuse. So when I act weird it's probably because of that. I have issues having emotions. And when I do, I often have issues controlling them. I get easily overwhelmed. I joke around a lot. It's my way to show people I like them, because I like to make them laugh, but it's also a way for me to deal with anxiety and other emotions. I sometimes have a hard time turning it off and can't help but joke around at times when I should be taking things seriously, and I know that can bother people. On Sunday I was hungover after Saturday night, at a goodbye old house party at my grandmother's house. My cousin made a book where everyone was supposed to write memories of the house for Gran to read later. I went to the back room and read what my dad and my sister wrote, and both made me tear up. I miss my wife, left me a while ago, and being hungover as well made for a very emotional combination. I cried for a minute, then wrote my memories into that book. Is that a meaningful thing? Dunno, wanted to share I guess. Not exactly the question, but I actually created this account because I like the feeling of seeing a notification meaning that someone reacted to something I said. A sensation that I mostly want from a person I've been talking to for a while, but who hasn't messaged me in days. It's not that I'm not saying anything because I dislike you, I just have social anxiety and it's hard for me to initiate conversation. If I were a dessert I'd be creme brulee. Slightly chilly with a hard and glossy exterior that only takes one good crack to splinter and reveal a gooey inside. I've had people say how severe and put together I can be, but that's how I have to protect myself, by being type 1 particular. I'm mourning the loss of my faith. Christians think it's a choice and I could just choose to believe. Atheists think it's a purely happy thing to wake up and stop believing bullshit. It's more like discovering that the best friend who has always been there for the past 3 decades was actually imaginary the whole time, but at the time he felt real to you. It feels like a death of a loved one, and the re-death of all the loved ones who I had previously believed I would see again one day. It's the most painful emotional experience I've ever been through. I had a hard time developing normally through childhood and adolescence, but FFS I'm a grown-ass adult who's capable of making their own decisions and facing the consequences of those decisions, big or small. If you see it appropriate to help me by doing something without my consent that directly affects me, then you're doing the polar opposite of helping and making my life difficult. Thinking I need help with a basic task that any adult can do is condescending and extremely disrespectful. I just want people to mind their business and leave me alone. Having to explain my every move and being seen as someone who needs constant assistance is insulting and doesn't help the self-loathing I've been struggling with all my life. I have a neurological disability called misophonia, which makes certain noises bother me very, very much. If I am twitching, it's because of that. If I am making strange noises, it's because of that. If I have to leave the classroom, it's because of that. If I take a test in the hallway, it's because of that. Yee. That I know that I'm kind of spammy and annoying, but I only get that way if I truly enjoy your company or conversation. I genuinely mean it when I say that I'm only a phone call away and that I'm always here no matter what time. Only my really close friends believe me when I say I'm here, and I always am. People think I'm just another person trying to comfort them, but I know times get tough and people need support or just someone to let everything out to, and I'm completely happy to be that person. I don't have a bed frame and just sleep on a mattress on the floor because it's plenty comfortable. I'm paying tuition, my room is small, and I'm too lazy to go get one. So please stop asking me why it's not there every time you see my room. Mentally stressed out and weird as heck while thinking about a million things. Please just let me do what I want to do. I have a reason. I can get easily overwhelmed by touch, but I am also touch starved. So, please touch me as long as I am aware you're the one touching me. Please stop acting like I hate hugs. My few friends don't realize they're my entire support system, because they have better friends. So when they flake on our plans, that was going to be the only interaction I was likely going to have for a while, and it hurts more than it probably should. I'm an empath, so I easily pick up on emotions. Even had friends who seemed like they were completely fine and laughing with friends, but something to me just felt off. I also feel a deep want to help people, even if all I can do is listen to them talk for hours on end so they can cope. Because of this, I'll always tell people who stick out to me, if you ever need anything, please let me know. And I genuinely mean it. As time goes by, I'll sometimes find out a friend or two who I've known for some time and I could tell something was wrong just up and disappears, either ran off or in one case attempted suicide. Just wish they'd take me up on the offer, as unless you tell someone there's very little anyone can do to help. I take notice of things and do what's needed to be done to help others. I've had lots of friends who deal with depression. I knew a girl in college who had her laptop open and her search bar had how to deal with depression on it. You bet your ass that I spent more time with her. My buddy and I would invite her over and we'd play Dota 2 for hours. I'm not very good and would feed while trying to jungle, but damn she could play Jinx. She'd always get 30+ kills and carried us every game. I still consider her one of my best friends even though she went into the military and I haven't seen her in years. We talk every once in a while. If I invite you to an event or to my home, you should understand that I don't invite people to my safe places. Ever. Not after the time I did and that person stole it from me. So please understand that when I invite you somewhere important to me, that it's because I think you're worth the risk of losing my heart's home again. I cry a good bit and really easily. Doc said it's more just personality than my bipolar. So I feel bad whenever people start to worry about me. It also sucks to explain to someone you're crying cause the room is too loud, laughing out loud. This would be how much I love my crush even though I know she doesn't love me. She is still the most perfect thing I have come across. I don't know if this is meaningful for other, but it's definitely meaningful for me.